art in general, most of the time, don't go back and re-edit your old stuff. It's a path to insanity. By the time you catch up again, you'll go back to the beginning and go, oh, I should redo this again. That's real bad.
That was bringing it back to Minecraft.
Yeah.
When I first started, which was only about a year ago, an issue I had was I was learning so fast that I'd constantly look back at my previous things and be like, oh, I hate it.
Yep.
And you're like, I just cannot continuously keep tearing something down and rebuilding it over and over and over. So I would just give up and then make a whole new base somewhere else.
This is why people have, the Minecraft collectives have, they get a server, everybody builds a bunch of stuff, and then they ditch the entire server and move to a new one. Everyone can build a bunch of new stuff.
Which is silly because there's infinite space you could move, but you're like, no, I need a fresh start. I need to
do it again. You don't want even the idea that it's like they're
that somebody can find it.
It's like they're polluting your space. I mean that's probably a good rule of thumb, for any creative endeavor,
And working in the digital age as we do now, it's really easy to. That stuff is never gone. You've still got the server files. If you ever want to see it again, just boot it up and have a look. But it doesn't take up physical space on your shelf.
And we, I'm
except for Sam's stuff, because he still draws by hand with a brush pens. So he just has walls full of his old stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He does the brush pen and then scans it in.
Huh.
Graham and I have often talked about the thing for doing like I want to do loading ready run, or I want to do stuff like what you guys do, and it's get out there and do it, right? It's it seems a little bit flippant, but it's one of those things where it's like you can plan all you want, but there's actually producing something, no matter how terrible it is, the process of actually like finishing something and sort of having a finished product and stuff is so valuable. And then you can, do it again and again and again and do it. I love
something that's easy to say and difficult to do is that never let the perfect be the enemy of good enough.
Right, yeah.
And it's just like do a thing and get it out there and let people see it, and then do another thing and then do another thing.
And if you if you can try to do it in some kind of either externally or internally imposed deadline, that kind of helps to force you into sort of saying, okay, this is good enough.
Because you can tweak it until the end of time. But if you're like, okay, then I've got until this date to do it, and then it goes out.
Ken Stacy shared something similar last night. He's like, here are the two most important tips for making a comic. Step 1, start your comic. Step 2, finish your comic.
Step 2, do it. Or step 1, do it. Step 2, ship it.
Well, start it and then finish it, because it's like if you don't finish it, then you don't have the thing. So
we all have 10,000 bad drawings in us. The sooner we get them out, the better. Yeah.
Well,
I heard that as a Robert Rodriguez quote, I think, which was, I think we all have 5 bad movies in us. So it's important to make them as quickly as possible to get them out. But same deal.
You learn so much at the beginning as well.
Even internally, for a lot of us, if we want to make a new YouTube show, like when Ben was talking about pitching Who the Hell Is or whatever, some of the advice we gave was like, make an entire episode. Don't even make it live. Just make it, share it internally. We can look at it. We can give feedback.
Mm-hmm.
When we do a pilot for a new podcast, like the first episode of North 100 was 5 minutes long. And we actually recorded it 3 times because we didn't like how it turned out.
Yeah. I mean, with podcasts or with different things, it's it's often the case where you'll ditch the first one or whatever. And just because you don't release it to the general public doesn't mean it was a waste.
You don't have that rapport yet. You're trying to figure out how it's going to work.
It's the same thing with programming too. It's not just art. I mean, I don't know how many times I've gone back and looked at code I did even 6 months prior and go, what the heck was I thinking?
Oh dear.
Yeah. Speaking of, please nobody look at the Git repo for Desert Bus.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
I shouldn't have given you access.
12 years of just commented out
code. It's just
dependencies on dependencies.
Barely any time, and a lot needed to be done right then. So you just keep like tacking on pieces and bolting on things. This rewrite that Chris has done has been godsend.
Yeah,
just the front end this year, and then the next year we'll do all of the back end.
You want breakfast?
It'll be glorious.
Ooh, what's it gonna look like?
What's it gonna look like?
Yeah. I mean, I assume the functionality is gonna be
I
similar.
meant like the stuff we see, the meat and potatoes, the things that actually make things work.
Oh. But everything
we might do
works.
Everything's fine. Just leave it.
I mean, it all works, doesn't it?
But yeah, probably the
Programmers are the worst.
Back-end administration system as well will redo. Now that the live site that you all see is pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty great.
I like
But
it.
behind the scenes.
So
Thank you again to Ross for doing the design for that. We went back and forth with him a little bit, and he did a fantastic job on the UX and the UI. And Chris did an awesome job implementing it. So happy.
yeah, to be honest, if other programmers are anything like me, that's like
Ever seen this image?
probably 75% of or 50% of the reason why some of the code that I work on, I don't immediately open source all my code. It's not that I like want to keep it proprietary. It's that like it's like I'm either embarrassed about it, or it's more just like nobody else will understand.
I need to
Like
open
this is
up and
useless
add
for everyone
comments
else.
and things so people aren't immediately confused when they have a look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.